වාණිජ, විද්‍යා, ගණිත, කලා, තාක්ෂණ වේදය, විෂය ධාරාවන් වල සියලුම විෂයන් සඳහා විශ්වවිද්‍යාල කතිකාචාර්යවරුන් සහ රජයේ පාසල්වල ප්‍රවීණ ආචාර්ය මණ්ඩලය විසින් මෙහෙයවනු ලබන දේශන නැනපවුර YouTube channel ඔස්සේ නැරඹිය හැක. ඉදිරි දේශන දැනගැනීම සඳහා නැනපවුර YouTube channel subscribe කරන්න. දැයි දූ දරුවන්ගේ අනාගත ජයග්‍රහණයට.
Hello everyone, now we are going to start today the business studies lecture. So Madam Sanjeevani joins with us today. Tell the friends who could not attend today can watch today's lecture on our Nanapara YouTube channel. So I warmly invite our Madam Sanjeevani who is joining with us today. Hello Madam.
Hello, thank you. All right, good evening students. So today's lesson is the 5th lesson that we are going to do. 1 minute, I'll share the screen. Okay, so this is entrepreneurship that we are going to do today, right? So this is your 5th unit, right? So now all these days we have done up to the 4th one. So the 4th one last week we completed. So I did in 2 sessions. So today's lesson is entrepreneurship. So now first of all, so we'll check the definition for entrepreneurship. Now, before checking the definition, I would like to tell y'all, so there are so many entrepreneurs in the world, right? If the entrepreneurs are not there, there will be no businesses, all right? So we'll check what the definition for entrepreneur is, first of all. So who is the entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is someone who perceives an opportunity and creates an organization to perceive it. All right. So now, if you are an entrepreneur, there can be so many, things that you can do, right? So if you are an entrepreneur, you will create, something new, right? So creativity will be there. Something innovative thing will be there, right? So this innovative thing, they are in the entrepreneur's mind. All right. So the definition of entrepreneur is someone who perceives an opportunity and creates an organization to perceive it. Okay. So the entrepreneurial process involves all the functions, right? And activities, actions associated with perceiving opportunities and creating organization to perceive them. Okay, so this is the definition given by William D. Biggrave, right? So now here, this is one of the definitions. Okay, so there are so many other definitions, but here only one definition that they have given in this slide. Okay, so now we'll see the next one. Now, Joseph Schumpeter has given an idea about entrepreneur. Right? Who is that? Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is the person who destroys the existing economic order by introducing new products and services, right? So now here he says entrepreneur is the person who destroys the existing economy, right? Why is that? To introduce something new. So that is Joseph Schumpeter's definition. All right? Then there is another definition given by Oxford Dictionary. What is it? Entrepreneurship. That's about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the bridge between capital and labor, right? So if you have capital and if you have labor, so you should know to, bridge the gap. So that is entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is facing up to uncertainties. That is given by Richard Nantinant. Okay, so these are some of the definitions given by entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship. Now, we'll check the International Labour Organization definition. So, entrepreneurship is the ability to launch a new company and carry it on successfully. This is International Labour Organization, right? So, basically, we can say entrepreneurship is the process of extracting the environmental opportunities, creatively, and generating innovations while bearing risks. So if you are an entrepreneur, you should face risks, right? You should take the risk. Okay, so that is one of the characteristics. Then entrepreneurship is the process of producing innovations by managing risks and identifying business opportunities to satisfy human needs and wants. Right? That's another definition. So you yourself, you can create one of the definitions. Right? Now we'll see the importance of entrepreneurship. All right. So the importance, why do you think the entrepreneurship is important to the organization? Without entrepreneur or entrepreneurship, you can have the businesses. No. Why is it? There is an enormous need for entrepreneurs who can find innovations and react to changes in the world that changes rapidly, right? Because now you need entrepreneurs to the organization, right? There's a huge need for entrepreneurs, right? Those who can innovate things and react to changes in the world. So there is an enormous need for entrepreneurs. And there is a need for generating innovations to survive in the competitive business world. So you know the businesses, now this business world is very competitive, right? So to compete with other competitors, you need to, modify your business or modify your product, or you need to innovate something new. So to survive in the business field, you need entrepreneurs, right? So there should be a need of entrepreneurship. And there is a need for entrepreneurs in every organization. Because why? The entrepreneurs are the ones who can give leadership to the changing world, right? So that is another importance of entrepreneurship, because they only can give the leadership to the changing world. Otherwise, you will be stagnated in one place, right? Just to move with the world, you need entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs. All right. So there is a need for generating innovations to uplift the living standards through satisfying human needs and wants at high level. All right. So now you know human needs and wants that you're satisfying. That's a basic thing of the organization. If you have a business, that your main aim is to satisfy human needs and wants, right? So to generate innovations, now by generating innovations, you can uplift the living standards of people, right? And the need for developing business functions, right? So with the technology, with the rapid changing technology, you can use the technology also for the business, right? If you are a good entrepreneur, you can take the advanced technology and you can innovate something new. Then ability to create employment through starting new businesses. So now if you are starting new businesses, you can create and you can give jobs to people, right? You can create employment opportunities. So these are the importance of entrepreneurship. All right. Then then 1 minute. Hope you can see the screen. 1 minute, I'll share the screen again by stopping it, otherwise. Okay. So now we discussed the entrepreneurship and the importance of entrepreneurship, right? So now we'll see the next. The relationship between entrepreneurship and business. So what is the relationship between entrepreneurship and business? Now we'll see. Now I told you, to be an entrepreneur, you need to face risks, right? So to go on with the business and the rapid changing environment, so you need some entrepreneurs. So what is the relationship between entrepreneurship and businesses? So now here it says, the process of producing innovations and managing risks to satisfy identified human needs and wants is known as entrepreneurship. So when you're writing answers for a questions like this, question like this, the relationship between entrepreneurship and business. So first thing what you should do is you need to differentiate, I mean, you need to define what entrepreneurship is, right? Then you need to define what business is. Then only you need to give the relationship, right? So now we'll see the process of producing innovations and managing risks to satisfy identified human needs and wants is known as entrepreneurship. So that's the definition of entrepreneurship now. Then to satisfy human needs and wants, the production of goods and services, distribution, and all other related activities in it can be explained widely as business. Now, see, the second point I am describing you what business is, right? So, what is business? You are satisfying human needs and wants, right? By supplying, by producing goods and services. Okay, so that's business. So, accordingly, the production of goods and services and all other related services in it are engaged by businesses as well as through entrepreneurship. So to produce goods and services, right, you need some entrepreneurs, right, entrepreneurship inside the organization. So, but identifying business opportunities, risk management, and innovations are done by entrepreneurship when compared with businesses. So now in the business, risk management, identifying threats and opportunities in the external environment, that is done there in the entrepreneurship, right? So from this, you can get a clear idea that all enterprises are businesses, whereas all businesses are not enterprises. Okay, so the end result of entrepreneurship is the business. So if you have entrepreneurship inside the organization, so ultimately you're having a business, that because you're producing innovating things, right? So that's business. Understood? So this is the relationship between entrepreneurship and business. So if there is something like, that you need to write the relationship, first thing that you need to do, you need to define what entrepreneurship is, right? So then you need to define what business is. Then only you need to write the relationship. Okay? Then the benefits of entrepreneurship. So now children, the benefits, now not only individual benefits, but as an organization, you get the benefit, right? So now individually, institutionally, and social and economic benefits are also there, right? So, so first of all, we'll discuss what individual benefits are, right? So individual benefits in the sense like, if you are an entrepreneur, so what are the benefits that you will receive as an individual? Having an opportunities to make use of individual abilities, right? So you have some abilities, no? Now you have several abilities within yourself. So you can have that abilities in the businesses, right? So you have an opportunity to make use of individual abilities, right? Then able to get higher benefits through higher commitment. Okay, if you can be committed to yourself to the business, you can get higher return, right? That's up to you. So that is individual benefit. Creating social status and acceptance. Now, if you are creating something new or innovating, so that's, the goodwill and your status, right? So everybody will talk about you, right? So that the acceptance, general acceptance will receive. Then having a self-satisfaction when you're doing something new, like, something creatively, that if you do something, right? So you get the self-satisfaction. Okay, that is also an individual benefit. Then obtaining personal and financial gains, right? So by doing all these things, you get the return, the money, the profit. Okay, so you will get the financial gain. So these are the individual benefits of entrepreneurship. So what are the individual benefits? Having opportunities to make use of individual abilities. That's one. Second one, being able to get higher benefits through higher commitment, right? Then creating social status and acceptance. Then having a self-satisfaction by doing that. Then obtaining personal and financial gain. So these are the individual benefits. All right. Then we'll see what institutional benefits are. What institutional benefits? Now, in the organization, if you have entrepreneurs, what are the benefits that you will receive? Being easy to face competition, right? You can update and you can just face the competition. You can expand the business activities. That is another benefit. Continuous development, because they are there, entrepreneurs are there, they think something new always, right? So you can continue the development of the business. You can the market shares will expand, right? You can increase the market share. You can become the expertise in the industries, right? So you will be unique and you will be the expertise in the industry. So these are the institutional benefits. So once again, what are institutional benefits? Being easy to face competition, expansion of business activities, continuous development, expansion of market shares, becoming the expertise in the industries. All right, so now you know institutional benefits and individual benefits. Now we'll see the social and economic benefits, right? What are social and economic benefits? Creation of new employment opportunities. Now you have entrepreneurs in the organization. They create something new and they do something, creatively. So there will be new jobs. Okay, so creation of new employment opportunity. That is for the society. That the benefit goes to the society, right? And for the economy. Creation of income opportunities. They can, have some income. Arising of opportunities to consume new goods and services. Now, entrepreneurs, they create something new, innovative things, right? So new goods and services. So the society have an opportunity to consume new goods and services. And the other thing, developing the standard of living. So the standard of living also will be high because now consumers have an opportunity to consume new goods and services. So they can enhance their standard of living, right? And using regional resources for production, right? So inland resources they can use for their production and they can develop new markets as well. So these are the social and economic benefits. All right. So now, what are the benefits of entrepreneurship? So under 3 headings that we can discuss the benefits. First one, individual benefits. Second one, institutional benefits. And social and economic benefits. Right. So under individual benefits, what are the individual benefits once again? Having opportunities to make use of individual abilities. Being able to get higher benefits through higher commitments. Then creating social status and acceptance. Then having a self-satisfaction. Obtaining personal and financial gains. So these are individual benefits. Then institutional benefits. Being easy to face competition. Expansion of business activities. Continuous development. Expansion of market shares. Becoming the expertise in the industries. So these are institutional benefits. Then we'll see what social and economic benefits. Creation of new employment opportunities. Creation of income opportunities. Arising of opportunities to consume new goods and services. Developing the standard of living. Using regional resources for production and development of new markets. Right? So these are the 3 areas of benefits. Then we'll see the entrepreneurial process, right? Before that, before going to entrepreneurial process, I would like to discuss about entrepreneurship and economic development, right? So entrepreneurship and economic development. How can this entrepreneurship help for the economic development? Now see, these are the steps. Now step by step I describe this. Increasing production. Now if you have entrepreneurs, what will happen? They do something new and they create something new, right? So that means you can increase the production. That's the first thing. So increasing production in the sense you need people to work, no, right? There will be more job opportunities. So you are creating new employment opportunities, right? Due to increase in production, new employment opportunities have arisen. Then, because of new employment opportunities, their income level increases. All right, their income level increases. So when the income level increases, what will happen? They have the income, no more income, right? So they can buy more then. So that means increase the purchasing power, right? Increase the purchasing power. So when increasing purchasing power, demand for goods and services increase, right? Demand for goods and services increase. So once again, from the first step, increase the production. Since that you have entrepreneurs, you can increase the production. So increase in the production in the sense, you can create new employment opportunities because there are new jobs in the organization. So when the people come to do the work, their income level increases, right? So when the income level increase, they can buy more goods and services. So purchasing power increases. So when they are buying more goods, in the sense, demand for goods and services increases, right? Then increase in economic development through expansion of business activities and generating of new competitive markets, right? Then increase in demand for regional resources that are being used, then creating an economic development as new businesses come to exist, right? So now this thing, of course, you need to study properly, okay? So actually there's nothing to, by heart, children. Just take it, think logically, so that will be easy. So if they ask you to write about the relationship between entrepreneurship and economic development, so this is what you need to write. Okay, increase in production, then new employment opportunities will arise, then income level increases, then the purchasing power increases, then demand for goods and services increases, then ultimately you can write increase in economic development through expansion of business activities and generating new competitive markets. Then again, you can say increase in demand for regional resources are that being used. Then creating an economic development as new businesses come to exist, right? So this is how you should explain. Then the next one, trends in entrepreneurship. So what are the trends, new trends? Now, all the other lessons also we discussed about new trends, children. So what are new trends in entrepreneurship? Global entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship, green entrepreneurship, intra-entrepreneurship. Right now we'll see one by one. Okay, so trends, there are 4 trends: global, social, green, intra-entrepreneurship. So first one, global entrepreneurship. What is this global entrepreneurship? Now here in this paragraph, I have explained what global entrepreneurship is, right? So from the term global, you can get an idea. Globally, right? Engage in trading globally, right? So that in the sense that you do the business activities all around the world, right? So engaging in trade globally is meant by this actually, right? So in other words, no matter wherever in the world, with the use of technology, the ability to work beyond the borders through communication with any other country, right? Or countries, right? So this is known as global entrepreneurship. Understood? So if they ask what global entrepreneurship, so from the first paragraph itself, it gives the meaning. Global entrepreneurship in the sense you do the business activities all over the world, right? Using new top technology, using new communication media, right? So distribution of goods and services successfully from one place to all over the world to supply products for fulfilling identified consumer needs and wants of each country, right? So that because entrepreneurship, right? So if you have entrepreneurs, if you practice entrepreneurship, right? So all over the world you can do the business activities, right? You don't have to be have fear, right? So because you know how to deal with them. Understood? So it is important here to have know the culture of them children, right? So if you do the business activities with other countries, right, under global entrepreneurship, you need to know their culture. Okay, so if you're going to deal with USA, so you need to know their culture. According to the culture, I explained this about these cultural values. I explained this when I'm doing these social responsibilities, right? And you need to understand that, and then according to that, you can create something new. Okay, so it is important for this to maintain good relationship with other countries and other nations. All right, then opportunities can be generated by identifying differences among nations and among countries. Sorry, cultures. Okay, so that means this is global entrepreneurship. So basically, so if you are writing under global entrepreneurship, first thing what you should write is you need to write what global is, right? So global, doing business activities all over the world, right? So that is global, right? That's globalization actually. So then if you just fix entrepreneurship to this, right? If you do something innovatively, right, creatively, so that is global entrepreneurship. So to do that, you need to know the other culture, other, their values, right? According to that, you need to adapt your business, right? According to that, you need to produce. Okay, so this is global entrepreneurship. Then the next trend is social entrepreneurship. What do you mean by social entrepreneurship? So that means innovations to solve social problems, right? So there are so many social problems in the society, So if you can have some creative idea, if you can, innovate something to solve their social problems, that is social entrepreneurship. Okay, so what are the benefits that you will gain from that? Mental satisfaction, acceptance, right? Praise, mutual help, right? So these things you will gain because of social entrepreneurship. Okay, so if you do something to the society, right? So they will praise you, right? They will, you can be satisfied. You will get the mental satisfaction, right? Acceptance will be there because you are doing something to the society, right? So the aim of social entrepreneurship is to make the world a better place, right? That's social entrepreneurship. So basically what social entrepreneurship? Doing something to the society, right? So you innovatively, creatively solve social problems in the society. That is social entrepreneurship. So what you will gain from that? You will get the mental satisfaction, acceptance, praise, mutual help, right? That is the return that you gain from social entrepreneurship. Then the next trend, green entrepreneurship. What's green entrepreneurship? This refers to the activities done with awareness of an entrepreneurial view to positively impact the natural environment. So when the term comes green, you know that they're talking about the natural environment, right? So now since that they are always, I tell you, now there are 18 units now in business studies, so everything you can't by heart, right? So this my I think of teaching, my teaching pattern is for y'all to think logically and to learn. Okay, so otherwise there are certain concepts that you need to by heart, so can't help, but try to think logically and to get it, just to apply that in practical manner, because this is business studies, right? So after A levels, now if you're going to do a job or if you're going to start your own business, right, you need to know the business studies. So this is very much useful to you all, right? So don't try to by heart each and everything. There are certain definitions, concepts that you need to by heart, can't help, right? But it's your like that's up to you to think logically and to do it. Okay, right, then all right. So green entrepreneurship, this is the next trend. We are talking about trends, right? So we are discussing about trends of entrepreneurship, new trends. Right now, the green entrepreneurship. So that means you need to do something, without harming the environment. You need to protect the environment, right? So if you can protect the environment in an innovative way, right? I mean, the creatively, innovative way, that is green entrepreneurship. So now here it says this refers to the activities done with awareness of an entrepreneurial view to positively impact the natural environment, right? So with high risk for environmental and social problems or needs, right? Then green entrepreneurs consider that protecting the environment is their core concept, right? There are green entrepreneurs, children. So they think that their ultimate target is to protect the environment. Okay, so they are very much sensitive for environmental issues. Okay, they positively impact on natural environment through their business activities, right? So this is green entrepreneurship. All right, so now what are the trends again? Global entrepreneurship that we discussed, social entrepreneurship, green entrepreneurship. Then next one is intra-entrepreneurship. Intra-entrepreneurship in the sense there are creative people within the organization, children. Inside your organization, there can be creative people. So if you can get the benefit of them, that is intra-entrepreneurship, right? So top managers, they motivate those people to work creatively, right? So they influence them and they motivate them, they give incentives, right? So there are ways of motivating employees, so you can do something that, and you can get their creativity out. Okay, so that's intra-entrepreneurship. So remember, intra-entrepreneurs are within the organization, right? So creative people who are in different posts in organization make changes in products and production methods. Okay, so now here it says top managers motivate those people to work creatively. So this kind of entrepreneurship that introduces changes in an organization and implements them within an institute is known as intra-entrepreneurship. All right, so now we'll see again the trends. The first one, global entrepreneurship. So what is global entrepreneurship, children? Engaging in trade globally, right? Engaging in trade globally. Okay, so you distribute goods and services successfully from one place to another place all over the world, right? So but that is global entrepreneurship. So if you are dealing with this, you have to aware of their culture, right? Cultural values. Okay, so it is important for this to maintain good relationship with other countries and other nations. All right, this is global entrepreneurship. Then the next one is social entrepreneurship. So once again, now I'm explaining this, right? So social entrepreneurship, engage in innovations to solve social problems, right? So you are trying to give a solution, you creatively, to the society for their problem, so social problem. So what is the benefit, or what are the benefits that you will receive? You get the mental satisfaction, you get the acceptance, praise, mutual help. So these are the benefits, or in return, these are the things that you get under social entrepreneurship. All right, then green entrepreneurship. So what's green entrepreneurship, children? This refers to the activities done with awareness of an entrepreneurial view to positively impact the natural environment. Okay, so that's green entrepreneurship. You do something creatively to protect the environment, right? That's green entrepreneurship. Then intra-entrepreneurship is creative people who are in different posts are motivated and then get the work done them, right? So get the work from them to introduce changes to the organization, right? That's intra-entrepreneurship. So these are the new trends in entrepreneurship. All right. Then now we'll see the entrepreneurial process. This is what I mentioned earlier also, right? So I thought of doing this later. So that's now here entrepreneurial process. So what's the process? Now all these things, for each and everything, there's a process. No? Okay, so here for the entrepreneur also, for entrepreneurship also, there is a process, right? What do you mean by process? What is the entrepreneurial process? The first thing, discovery. Okay, so first we'll check these things, then I will explain one by one. Then the second stage is concept development and preparing business plan. Third one, resourcing. Fourth one, actualization. Fifth one, harvesting. All right. So again, discovery, concept development and preparing business plan, resourcing, actualization, harvesting. All right. So now we'll check the first one. What is discovery? This is the first stage of entrepreneurial process. So discovery in the sense, entrepreneur generates ideas, right? So now if you are an entrepreneur, you get the idea, okay, fine, I'll be doing something new and I'm going to do something. I'm going to produce this product. Okay, something new, something unique. That's the idea that you get. That's discovery, right? So identifies opportunities through environmental study and studies the marketplace as well. So when you have the idea, you need to analyze the environment. You need to study the environment. Okay. And that's discovery, children. Okay. So get it properly. Discovery is generating the idea. Okay. Second stage, concept development and preparing business plan. So when you have the idea, what's the thing that you need to do? So you need to have a proper plan. You need to have a sketch. Okay, fine. I need this and I need that. I need this type of resources. Okay, so that's a plan that you have. Okay, detailed program which clarifies the business idea. So your idea, you're clarifying with all the details, right? That's concept development and preparing business plan. Next one, resourcing. Third one, right? So you need resources to do the production. So your creative idea to put out, you need some resources, right? So not only financial, human, physical, all these resources you need, right? Money, financial resources you need, human resources, human and physical resources, you need people, employees, right, to start the business. Okay, and that is resourcing. Next stage, actualization. Actualization is that entrepreneur carries out the operational activities. Now you got the idea, right? You prepared a business plan, you got the resources, now you are trying to do it, now you are doing it. Okay, that is actualization. Next one, this is the step in which the entrepreneur takes decisions regarding the future growth and development, right? So while doing the business, you need to think about the future growth, right? What will you do in future, right? So if you can catch more market, right? If you can increase market share, how are you going to fulfill that? How are you going to face the demand, more demand? That's harvesting. All right. So now again, what's the first thing? Discovery. So now we are discussing about entrepreneurial process. The first stage is discovery. So at this stage, the entrepreneurial process, you generate ideas, okay, and then identify opportunities, okay. Then next one, concept development. Concept development and preparing business plan, okay. That means you need to prepare a business plan. Next one, resourcing. So you need resources to do that. Okay, financial, human, physical resources. Next one, actualization. You carry out the operational activities and you by using resources and to fulfill fulfill the aims of businesses. That's actualization. Then harvesting is the last step, which is the entrepreneur takes decisions regarding future growth and development. Right? So these are the steps or the process of entrepreneurial process. Then entrepreneur. Now all these slides I explained you the entrepreneurship. Okay. So who is an entrepreneur then? Who is the entrepreneur? Entrepreneur can simply be identified as one who generates innovations by extracting environmental opportunities creatively while taking risks. So that is entrepreneur. Okay. So, or else you can say the person who sees changes in the marketplace, right, as opportunities for businesses in an entrepreneur. Okay, so there are different definitions given to define entrepreneurs, children. Then there are some differences between entrepreneur and a businessman, right? They are not similar. Okay, so now what are the differences? Now, if you take entrepreneur, he is the person who's commenced in the business with his own idea, right? And he has the new concept. But whereas businessman commence a business with an existing idea. Since that entrepreneur has created his idea, according to that, he commences the business, right? That's one difference. The second one is the business opponent of the entrepreneur is himself. Now, if you are an entrepreneur, you don't have opponents, right? You yourself with the opponent, right? But businessman has other business opponents, right? He has other business opponents, right? Then that's the second one. Third difference is the entrepreneur prepares himself for new business opportunities. He goes for new opportunities always, right? But businessman is always engaged in his business activity. He doesn't go for new business opportunities. He has his own, his business activities. He has some business activities, he does that, right? So entrepreneur is an innovator, okay? So then, but the businessman is a traditionist, right? What do you mean by that, right? He doesn't innovate things. Somebody has innovated things, so he just follow the things that he has done. That's all that the businessmen do. Then entrepreneurs normally face risks, right? Entrepreneur face risks, risk takers, okay? Entrepreneur risk takers. Then businessman engages in activities protectively. He doesn't take risks, right? He doesn't face risks. He just do it in a protective manner, right? Then entrepreneur, when problems arise, he faces them courageously, right, to overcome them. That's one of the characteristics also. Then, but businessman gets discouraged when faced with difficulties. When he has some problems, he gets discouraged, right, and demotivated. So these are the differences between an entrepreneur and a businessman. So when you check past papers, they have asked the differences between entrepreneur and businessman several years. Okay, so this is something very important. So you need to know who the entrepreneur is and who the businessman, right, clearly. Then there are some entrepreneurial characteristics. So what are now, if you are an entrepreneur, you should have these characteristics within yourself. What are the things? Willingness to take risks, right? You need to face risks, right? You like to face risks rather than avoid risk. That's what I told you, right? Entrepreneurs, they are risk takers, not risk averse. But facing any risk is not meant by this, right? Facing risk is a characteristic, but facing risk in the sense not taking any type of risk. By looking at that, if the business, now you know, by doing this business, definitely this will fail, right? So by knowing it, you don't take that risk, no? Because you know that will fail. So you don't touch that, right? So entrepreneurs face risks, but that means that they don't take any type of risk, right? Second one, creativity. So this refers to the ability to see, think, take, right, differently, right, creatively. Then that is also there under entrepreneur. Then commitment. So this refers to work with great enthusiasm until he achieves the objectives, right? So you need to have the commitment. If you are an entrepreneur, you need to commit yourself to the business. Okay. Self-confidence. Self-confidence has to be there, right? You have to have the faith, right? While an entrepreneur has to face several problems, he has the belief that he can do it successfully and he can overcome these successfully. So that's self-confidence. Then self-reliant. What do you mean by self-reliant? He has a desire to put his own ideas into effect rather than being dependent on other ideas. You have your own idea, right? So you can put your own idea into effect rather than taking somebody else's into effect. So that is self-reliant. self-reliant. Okay, so again, what are entrepreneurial characteristics? Willingness to take risks, creativity, commitment, self-confidence, self-reliant. So these are the entrepreneurial characteristics. Okay, then there are skills also, entrepreneurial skills, characteristics, and you need to have these type of skills within yourself. Leadership skills. He is the leader of his business, so he leads the followers formally by encourage them to get the work done. So you need to have leadership skills to get the work done from other followers, right? That's one of the skills that entrepreneurs have. Then interpersonal skills. It maintains a favorable relationship with both internal and external parties. That is interpersonal skill. That you need to have that interpersonal skill. You need to have a favorable relationship, right? Otherwise, now you need to deal with employees in a proper manner, and you need to deal with suppliers and customers with another manner, right? That's interpersonal skills. Then communication skills. What do you mean by communication skills? Information is a resource for him. Okay, maintains a proper coordination to achieve objectives. You need to have a proper communication skill to get the information to the organization, right? So, and maintain a proper coordination to achieve those objectives. So that is communication skills. Then he has to have basic management skills also, right? Basic management skills. Now, all the people, they don't know, no, most of the people, they don't know what business management is. Now, since that you all are learning business studies, you will be learning business management in grade 13, right? So when you start a business, you know, you have that basic idea about management, right? But some, they don't have that idea, right? Since that they have money and they have something creative idea within themselves, they might start the business, right? They can be entrepreneurs, but they might not know what management, right? So, but to be an entrepreneur, you need to have that managerial skills as well. Basic, right? Basic managerial skills, right? Like how to plan, how to organize, how to lead, and how to control, right? These basic management skills you need to have. Okay, so these are the entrepreneurial skills, children. Okay, what are entrepreneurial skills? Once again, leadership skills, interpersonal skills, communication skills, and basic management skills. So these are entrepreneurial skills. Now you studied the characteristics and skills separately. So once again, what are entrepreneurial characteristics? Willingness to take risks, creativity, commitment, self-confidence, self-reliance. Then entrepreneurial skills, leadership skills, interpersonal skills, communication skills, and basic management skills. Okay, so these are entrepreneurial skills. Now, ways of developing entrepreneurial characteristics and skills. Now, you are an entrepreneur, but you have those skills as well as characteristics, but there are ways of developing them. How are you going to develop them? Self-evaluation, that's one way. What do you mean by self-evaluation? You identify entrepreneurial competencies specifically, and then you should conduct a self-evaluation, such as to what extent competencies are present and what competencies that you have, right? What competencies are there within yourself that should further be developed. That is self-evaluation. Okay, then the next way is training. Okay, participating in various training programs to develop his entrepreneurial competencies. Then education also, by educating on entrepreneurship apart from general education, right? So there are now in the curriculum also, in the education system also, now they have introduced the entrepreneurship as a subject. So then you will get a basic idea what entrepreneurship is, right? Then profiting from experiences. By doing that, while doing it, you get the experience. right? So then experience gained through working to other enterprises. So you as an entrepreneur, you are working in another enterprise, right? And you get the experience. Then you will know how to handle the scenario, right? So then you come and do that in the organization. That is profiting from experiences, right? So these are the ways of developing entrepreneurial characteristics and skills. Okay, children. So now here, this is the end of the entrepreneurship lesson. So this is a very short lesson, children. Okay, and because it's not a lengthy lesson as business organization or foundation of business, not like that. This entrepreneurship is a short lesson, right? So the next week I will be doing small business as well. That is also a short lesson, right? So since that is also a short lesson, after completing the small business, I will be discussing past paper questions based on entrepreneurship and small business, and next week, right? So because these two lessons are very short, I thought of discussing past paper questions with you right after completing that, right? So make sure to join because I will be discussing from 2000 onwards, right? Year 2000 to 2013. So I don't know whether we will have time to discuss all up to 2013 or up to 2020, but I'll try my best to do the major part of that, right? So because it's the unit is too short. Okay, so that now up to now we have discussed 5 units. Okay, so you can just follow the videos, and you can now, if you have missed certain units, that you can just check the videos and you can just watch it. And in next lesson, if you have any questions or doubts, you can just send through the chat box, or you can send messages to me so that I know that whether you have got it properly or not. All right, children. So that's the lesson will be over. So hope to see you next week with small business. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam. Also, I must say that you can watch the earlier lectures from our Nanapura YouTube channel. And once again, we thank our Madam Sanjeevani for joining with us today. And don't forget to subscribe our Nanapura YouTube channel. We invite our lovely children to continue to be together with Nanapura. Then we will meet again with another lecture. Thank you.
වාණිජ විද්‍යා ගණිත කලා තාක්ෂණ වේදය විෂය ධාරාවන් වල සියලුම විෂයන් සඳහා විශ්වවිද්‍යාල කතිකාචාර්යවරුන් සහ රජයේ පාසල්වල ප්‍රවීණ ආචාර්ය මණ්ඩලය විසින් මෙහෙයවනු ලබන දේශන නැනපවුර YouTube channel ඔස්සේ නැරඹිය හැක. ඉදිරි දේශන දැනගැනීම සඳහා නැනපවුර YouTube channel subscribe කරන්න. දැයි දූ දරුවන්ගේ අනාගත ජයග්‍රහණයට